Okay, folks, ready to dive in?
Ready when you are.
All right, so today we're talking financing agreements.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm.
Not exactly the sexiest
Not
topic,
exactly a page turner.
but stick with us here,
Yeah.
because this is actually way more interesting than it sounds.
Oh, yeah. Way more important, too.
For sure. I mean, we're talking about agreements that govern loans, investments, even big purchases like that new car you've been wanting.
Or even like a phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even a phone if you're doing a payment plan. So we're going deep into some excerpts from pasted text today, which lays out a lot of the basics of these agreements. And you might be surprised how often these things pop up in your life.
Oh, absolutely. You'd be shocked how many people just sign these agreements without really understanding what they're getting into.
It's like the fine print everybody always warns you about, but
Yeah.
maybe with even bigger consequences.
Exactly. High stakes, fine print.
So let's break it down.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the source defines a financing agreement as basically outlining all the terms.
Right.
Who's giving what, how it gets paid back, all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
Right. It's like the roadmap for your money.
Okay, I like that. A roadmap.
Yeah. It makes sure everyone's on the same page. And it also provides legal protection.
That's key, right? Like
sure.
having it all spelled out in black and white can prevent some serious headaches down the road.
Oh, absolutely. It's like having a referee for your finances.
I like that. So it's not just about businesses, though, right?
No, not at all. I mean, think about your mortgage if you have one.
Or a car loan?
Student loans, even.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
that falls under this umbrella.
These agreements impact pretty much everyone.
Okay, so this is starting to feel a little bit less intimidating.
It should. It's really about clarity and protection for everyone involved.
Right. And the source also mentions this thing called Legitt AI. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have. It's a tool that can actually help you create these agreements.
Interesting. So that could be helpful, especially if you're not a lawyer?
Oh, absolutely.
Ugh.
Especially if you're unfamiliar with all the legal jargon, it can be incredibly useful.
So it makes it more user-friendly.
Exactly. And some of these tools even offer like tailored templates so you don't have to start from scratch.
Oh, that's nice. Like fill in the blanks kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Makes it a lot less daunting.
But even with those tools, we still need to know what we're looking at, right?
Oh, absolutely. You always have to understand what you're signing.
So, like, what are some of the key elements we should really be paying attention to?
So one of the first things is the repayment schedule.
Okay, how often you have to pay?
Exactly. How often and over what period of time? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly?
Makes sense. And then, of course, there's the interest rates.
Yeah, that's a big one. Is it fixed or variable? How's it calculated?
So fixed means it stays the same the whole time. Right.
Exactly. But variable, it can fluctuate, which means your payments could go up.
Oh, that's scary. And then there's all the legal obligations, right?
Right. What happens if you miss a payment? Are there penalties?
That's what I was thinking, like, hypothetically speaking, let's say someone forgets a payment.
Happens to the best of us.
Are they, like, in huge trouble?
Well, that's where reading the agreement carefully before you sign is so important.
Okay, so don't just skim it.
Definitely not. The consequences of missing a payment, they'll be spelled out in there, and they can range from late fees to even damaging your credit score.
Oof, yeah. That's not good. So knowledge is power.
It really is in this case. The more you understand, the better prepared you'll be.
And don't be afraid to ask questions, right?
Absolutely. If something's unclear or pushback, get clarification. It's your money, it's your responsibility.
It's so easy to just feel rushed and sign something without really thinking about it.
Yeah, but you really got to take your time and make sure you're comfortable with every single detail.
So we've talked about repayment schedules, interest rates, legal obligations, all that fun stuff.
We've covered a lot of ground.
What about negotiating? Is there any wiggle room in these agreements?
Sometimes there is. It depends on the situation and who you're dealing with. But it never hurts to try.
So, like, what are some tips for negotiating?
Well, first of all, do your research. Know what's standard in your industry or for the type of agreement you're looking at.
Okay, so don't go in blind.
Exactly. And be prepared to walk away if you're not getting what you want.
That's good advice. I think a lot of people are afraid to do that.
Yeah. But it's important to know your worth and not settle for something that's not in your best interest.
So we've talked about a lot of the nitty-gritty details, but let's zoom out for a second.
Okay, big picture time.
Exactly. At the end of the day, what's the main takeaway here about financing agreements?
I think the main takeaway is that it's all about clarity and protection.
For both sides.
Yeah, for both sides.
Yeah.
It's about making sure everyone understands the terms and that everyone's rights are protected.
And that it's not as scary as it seems.
Right. Once you break it down, it's really not that complicated.
I think that's a good note to end on.
Yeah, I think so.
So folks, we've demystified financing agreements, uncovered some potential pitfalls, and hopefully given you the confidence to tackle these things head on.
And remember, knowledge is power.
Absolutely. So do your research, ask questions, and don't be afraid to negotiate. And if you ever need a refresher, you know where to find us.
We'll be here.
All right, that's a wrap for this deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye!